Okay. Yeah, it would help if I turned on my speakers, huh? Yeah, as I was saying, I was just saying for like 5 minutes a bunch of stuff, and none of y'all heard me. Yeah, so as I was saying, hello. So today we'll be making some tote bags. I am in the middle of working to make my market event, which is this Saturday, and so as you can tell, I am exhausted. I've been making stuff all day long, every day, and I am exhausted. And so, so we're just gonna make some more stuff because I have more stuff to make. And so what's gonna happen today, we're just gonna work for like 2 hours and just make a bunch of stuff. Specifically tote bags. So as I was just explaining, and apparently have to now re-explain entirely because I didn't have sound on. But yeah, so these are the 2 tote bags that I made. This one is a 10-inch bag. This one is a 14-inch. They technically were bigger than that, but they've been boxed. So they will sit upright. If I had interfaced them, they would have really sit upright, but I didn't make them for that. I made them to be shoulder bags, okay? They're fully reversible. So, if you don't like that side, boom, there you go. Like this one, I kind of designed as a his and hers. So, when the man's got to go do the groceries, then he can have that version, right? Whereas, or like this kind of manly one too. I thought that was kind of manly. And so, otherwise, I thought it was cool just to do the nice color combos, But yeah, as I've been saying, I've been working really, really hard. Literally looked up, noticed it was 3:05, and I was like, whoops, I streamed today. And so rushed to kind of get all this set up, and oof, it's been, it's been a rough time. But yeah, I'm in the middle of making a bunch of them. There's even more of them, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm kind of in the middle of a bunch of stuff. So what we're gonna do is 2 hours of me working. That's what we're gonna do. I don't have a lesson or anything else planned for today. It's just simply, I have a market event this Saturday. I need to get to work. So we're gonna get to work. Yeah, that'll be better. Get the cameras and lights out. I was supposed to have gotten rid of this and replace it with this one. This is an industrial iron. It's not on, so don't worry about that. Safety first, of course. But yeah, so this was what I replaced it with. However, this piece, I don't know how it's gonna show up on camera or not, but it's like, there's a bunch of tiny cuts. Somehow this thing cut into it, and I tried to put some Flex Seal, which is what this is, but it won't adhere to this plastic. So now my brand new iron that I bought, I have to go buy a brand new tube for because somehow it got damaged. This piece and it even rotted it a little bit, which is supposed to be stainless steel. So that tells you what a problem that is, right? So it's like, this is, so this whole piece, and the problem is I wish I could just shorten it a bit, but it has a unique fitting to it. And so I'm going to cut it here, right? And just call it a day, but it's like, it needs this unique fitting and stuff on it. And so I don't know how to do that. So I have to go buy a whole new tube and have it delivered to me before I can use my brand new thing that I've literally only used once or twice. So, kind of a lot of chaos in this house right now. Just a lot of chaos. But hey, that's all right, that's life. You just keep persevering, keep discipline, keep you going, keep the positive attitude, because, you're the one at the end of the day who's got to live with yourself, right? So, that being said, here's one more. This one I made specifically just for myself. This one is not for sale because I love it. Look at that. It's a rainbow wool. Love it. Rainbow wool. And then on the inside, one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Rocko's Modern Life. And so that's my bag. That's my cool stuff. Let's see. There you go. It's not about returning it because I still want this iron. The iron is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with the iron. It's this tube got damaged somehow. I think what it is You see this like little, it like bends right there, and there's like a little piece right there that like poked into it or something like that. I'll say this, I worked 4 years at a place where I was using this daily and never had this happen. So I don't know what happened, if the tube was bad, if something was bad, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know if I did it wrong, I don't know. And I don't have the time to figure it out, you know what I mean? I got too much other shit to do. So it's like, we're just not gonna worry about it and just move on with our lives. And I'll use my old crappy one that leaks constantly. And I can't even put water in it anymore because it will straight up just leak out the bottom. So, you know, we'll just use what we can. Here are my 2 patterns. They are boxed, meaning that you cut this part and then you actually put that part to that part and you have a little box. It makes it 3D. So you turn a 2D object into a 3D object just by sewing the corners together, and suddenly it will, you know, stand like that, right? And so now you have all of that space. And then the bigger one does it 2 inch. So this is a 1 inch and that one is a 2 inch. And then this is, all it is just, you know, that's the base, that's the top, and then this is doubled. So I put that on fold like this. And so the piece itself is actually this big. And see, you're just putting it on the fold here. So this is the smaller piece, just put right on that fold there, boom. And then I actually incorrectly cut this part, and it was actually supposed to be this part that was supposed to be cut, so I have to remake this pattern. But I've been just kind of using it and just not, you know, not messing up, just trying to not mess up. But yeah, so that's what I am going to be doing for the next, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. And so let's get back to work. So this is the one that I'm currently working on, and it is this kind of pattern. Very, very cute. If you were one of my subscribers, then you know that that PC is done for. All right, that computer's done for. There's nothing. I have to fix it later. Nothing is completely unusable right now. So yeah, I can't read comments right now at all. You know what I mean? Some days you just win, and some days you just lose over and over again. But hey, that's all right. I just won't be able to see chat at all today, because I mean, my thing will not open up at all. It just won't work. All right, so that's fine. It is what it is. I got to get to work. I got stuff to do. So we got to find a mate. So basically, you need to cut 2 of these. For each color, you got to cut 2 of them. Then we're going to sew this side, the bottom, and this side. Then we put those together like that, and we sew that straight line too. And then we do the same thing on this side. You put the 2 kind of pieces together, and you sew them like that. And I'll show you that in a minute. I was gonna have a whole setup for it, but you know, it's just not gonna happen today. So anyways, we're gonna get to work, basically make a few more of these, and then I'm gonna take it over to the machine and make more of them. Here's another one of these that I have prepped and ready to go. So those 2 are prepped and ready to go. Yeah, I mean, obviously, buddy. Oh, okay, hold on. You might actually be working. Are you going to launch? Let's see. It's only taken 15 minutes for this computer to start itself. That's not good. Also, I've already made a bunch of these straps. How I made these straps is that this is one piece and then another piece that is actually sewn together at these parts. Now, I realized I probably should have sewn it a little closer to the edge because you can kind of like pull it. So when I do the next batch, I'm gonna go even farther towards the edge there. But these ones I did 1/4 inch in, which I probably should have done maybe 1/8 inch instead of 1/4 inch. But I have a bunch of them already ready to go. And if we need more, I can make more. But I really need to just work through a couple of yards of fabric that I have, because at this point I've kind of spent all the money that I can spend to make product, and I need to sell this product, you know what I mean? In order to keep the business going, and in order for me to keep eating food every day, right? It's like at a certain point you know, the lessons are all fun and everything, but at a certain point I gotta get to work and I gotta make stuff. So I mean, what you do simply, okay, cool, yeah. So what we're gonna do is, that's gonna be your top, that's gonna be your bottom, and this is on fold. So you can literally see the pieces folded in half, right? And so what we're going to do is simply mark it up. So here we go. Actually, that one's, I basically have a few colors. I either have orange or I have white is the two colors that I have. And so if a thing requires, you know, if it's bright, like this one has a lot of white in it, so I couldn't see the white. Okay, calm down, put this shit on there. I got stuff to make. Oh yeah, and then this rag is like so wet because I put water in that tank earlier and didn't realize until I was halfway through the tank that this thing was leaking the whole time. So I had a table full of water an hour ago, and so this rag is like still soaking wet from trying to get the whole table cleaned and ready to stream and ready to show everyone. Some people will cut this afterwards. I put it into the pattern because I've done this for long enough that I know better. You just put it into the pattern. It's so much better of an idea. Truly it is. Okay. If you have something like this, and you get lucky, you should be able to cut 4 of these at one time. Well, technically, 2 of them completely, or 4 layers is what it will be. Here, 1 second. I gotta scooties. Come on, little fabric. I need you to cooperate today, fabric. Come on, baby. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we have our pattern. We have that on fold and that one on fold. So we'll be able to cut 2 at one time. Well, 2 full pieces or 4 layers at one time. We're going to use Ginger scissors. These are the best scissors on the market, hands down. No question about it. These are the best ones on the market. And so if you're ever looking for a gift for me, I will take gifts in forms of Ginger scissors any day. Because they are, no joke, the best thing on the market. See, that's what I thought. It was like weirdly bunched up down there. I'm keeping all my scrap, and I'm going to make stuff out of it too. These kind of ones, they'll just end up being stuffing. These kind of ones will end up being like placemats and that kind of things. If you saw me last year, I made placemats and things out of it. These are pretty cool too. It's all glitter. Isn't that cool? All the blackness in it is all glitter. But yeah, this is going to just end up being stuffing in a pillow. You know, trying to reduce my waste. Not just my waistline, right? But yeah, so now we have... Oh, wait, did I cut it? Cut it wrong again. Dude, I am so exhausted. All right, so I cut that wrong because, as I said, I am fucking tired. Jesus Christ, like, I am so tired right now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just cut that whole bottom off. And this one's just gonna be an inch shorter because honestly, it is. It just is what it's gonna be at this point. So, what I meant to do was cut these corners, not the inner corner, because I am very tired. So, where's my ruler? Literally any of them will do. This one. So we're going to mark it and cut it. Oh look, I have a blue one too. And also I can't read comments, so whatever comments you're saying right now, thank you for commenting, but I have no idea what you're saying. But yeah, that's how it should look. And these will just be an inch shorter. You know, it is what it is. I have a few of them that are like that are just like shorter than they should be. But you know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just do what you can. Alright. Now this one, because I can't keep a piece of chalk for more than 3 seconds without losing it. But yeah, so there you go. Now we'll have these two. Are these ones the same? Yeah, they're probably the same. Alright, I need more of these. Okay, this one. That one looks cute. So here's a cute one that I got recently at, I think I got this one at SAS. It says Joann's, but I think this might be a SAS one. Actually, you know what? It's only a yard, so I probably got it on remnants. So this one's a gorgeous fabric, and will make a lovely, lovely tote bag. And so the first thing I gotta do is determine how much of it I can actually make. Like, can I make either 2 minis? So that's the mini, and that's the full size. I might be able to make full size out of this one. You know what? We're just gonna make minis because I don't have the patience. How to do that? So we're gonna make minis out of it. All right. And I would be ironing all this typically, but you know, I think you know why by now. But yeah, that goes on the outside. You know what? I'm gonna outside, top, and do it here too. Outside. Inside on fold. Because I need the reminder. Okay. So, yeah, this will make 1. Yeah, and this one, it shouldn't have been cut like that. I did this to a couple of them too, and I cut that and ended up having to cut 2 inches off because I literally put a triangular cutout into them. As I'm telling, like I've already decided tomorrow I'm not doing any work at all. Like literally, I'm gonna sit on my ass and do nothing tomorrow because I am out of it. You know what I mean? It's like I can tell how I am right now, and I do apologize. You know, I do apologize. Like I get that this is probably not gonna be the best, but you know, I'm kind of going through a journey right now. Because I mean, this first market event, you gotta understand, I'm doing it by myself. I'm making this stuff by myself. I have to go get a table. I don't have a table yet. So I gotta go get a table tomorrow. And I don't even know how big of a table I need. I mean, literally every aspect needs some kind of work still. And so, I mean, it's just chaos. Absolute chaos. But, you know, that is what it is. We're just gonna keep pushing and getting stuff done. Oh, and that little tiny spider is like caught on my table. No, buddy, you gotta go somewhere else. Okay, well before we cut that, let's check ourselves. Yep, okay, that is the right one to cut. Because I swear to you, if I cut another one wrong right now, that would be the end of the stream. I would lose it. You would see someone go off, is what you would see. So anyways, that's gonna make an amazing little mini tote bag. And I'm really excited about that. So next we have more fabric. I have literally so much of it. Just like so much. Because what it is if you're curious why I have like an infinite amount of like 1 yards of fabric, is because I am like the king of buying stuff from Joann remnants. So this fabric cost me like 40 cents because it's only like a yard, right? Or less than a yard. And so at Joann's, if it is 75% of a yard or less, they will literally, or this is the end of the roll, they will literally sell it for 75% off. And coupons can still be applied to that kind of stuff. And so if I buy, because like what happens is I'll buy like so much that I can even get like the 35, if you spend $35, you get $10 off. You spend like, 50, or I think it's like $5 off for 35, 50 for like 10, stuff like that, right? So I'll just clear out their whole clearance section. I'll just buy every single one. Because, I mean, someone's gonna like that fabric. It may not be my favorite fabric in the world, but it is cute. And so, like I probably prefer this one over this one, but frankly, I bet someone at the market will probably like this one, right? It's very seasonal, it looks like, and so yeah. We're gonna make a big one out of this. And again, I probably could be slightly more efficient, like, redo the whole thing so that it works better, and I'm not going to do that. We're just going to get it done. Because I need inventory, you know what I mean? Like, it's like one of those things, you look at all this stuff, and because my company has changed like 4 times, and like, from making rugs to making fashion to making tote bags to making, it's like I have 4 or 5 pieces of each, not like 30 pieces of each. So that's why I've been so chaotic, because it's like, you hit that pressure where you're like, okay, what if I sell out in 10 minutes? What if I sell out in an hour? What am I gonna do? And so I had like a freaking nightmare like a week ago about it. And so woke up in like a panic, and I was like, I'm just gonna start sewing until I can't think straight no more. And clearly we have hit that point. But that's all right, life is chaos. And some of the best parts of life are chaos. And so don't worry, this won't be thrown away. I'm gonna open it up. I'll make small bags out of it, because I mean, you'll still have that much out of it, right? You'll still have enough. I can make a little bag, a pencil bag. That's like the size of a pencil bag right there, or sew a bunch of them together, make them as bags, all that kind of stuff. So that's what the big one looks like, and that's what the small one looks like. And you can see it's smaller this way too. It's like an inch smaller that way, because if you put this to this, I kind of wanted it to be very similar. Like, see, you can see it's 1 inch and 1 inch. Make sure that's good for you guys. See, it's 1 inch by 1 inch. And then here, it's a couple inches there too. So just a smaller bag. All right, because I mean, I figured some people would not want the jumbo, and these are going to be great for things like shopping, things like the beach bag. Like, that's gonna be a great beach bag. You can put your eggs in this one. You can put, your small stuff. Because I mean, I would hope that as many of you as possible are kind of switching to not having too many plastic bags, right? One of my mission statements was having no plastic bags whatsoever at my booth and stuff this coming weekend. I don't plan on having any bags. Only, reused ones. Okay, some of these upside down. Okay, so this one always ends up confusing me, right? Because it's like, that's up, right side up, that's upside down, right? And so it's like, you have to kind of sit there and go, okay, what is actually the true north of this fabric? And you have to judge on this, right? Those are all vertical. So that's the true, like, north of that. And so we kind of have to go back. See, these ones, you see this? Look at hem to hem, right? So what we're going to have to do is cut this piece off and put it back on a different way. Yeah. So what we're going to do is Ooh, it looks like it's loaded. I clicked on A button, so I'm sure that'll take 15 minutes for it to actually load. Alright, so we're gonna make, let's make a small bag out of these ones. Why not, right? And we'll mix it with this Galaxy one, and I think that will be really cool, don't you? We'll mix the Galaxy with this together, and you'll have a galaxy far, far away mixed with Star Wars, right? So, that is the outside, because now I have labeled it. So now we know. So we don't make that same mistake that I've made at least 6 times today. And I'm not joking about that. I have literally made that mistake like 6 times today. Yeah, you can tell when I'm in a rush because my errors start going up and up and up, right? But hey, that's life. Yeah, I thought about having this one be a silent stream because I kind of should have done it that way. But, you know, I figured everyone should kind of know that I am in the middle of like craziness right now. I was like, you know what? Let them find out. Let them find out the boy's a little crazy. It's gonna be helpful. You know what? That one's gonna be upside down. All right. So what we'll do is we'll just cut it out, and then we can flip that piece. So we have this piece that needs to be flipped. See what I'm saying? So now this and this line up. It was like this, and so now we can actually line them up. EOS. What? That feature started working again? Dude, that laptop is screwed. It just it's launching random things. Lol. Okay, so get that back to go into normal. So instead of it being down here, we're actually going to put it, yeah, because we want him, right? Yeah, we want him north. Man, some of these are just like upside down. Oh, you know what? That one's... So some of these are just upside down, is what it is. This pattern is driving me crazy. Well, you know what? We actually are going to put one upside down of the other, maybe. Yeah, we're going to do it just like this. What we're going to do. And we're going to have Princess Leia be our north. Because more of them are, yeah, see, more of them are that way. Alright. And so, all you really do, see, I don't know if you can see this thing very well or not, but each individual, like that's a perfect 1 inch right there, right? So 0 to 1, 0 to 1, right? That's a perfect inch right there. So if you put this on any corner like that, that's perfectly 1 inch, perfectly 1 inch, or perfectly 2 inches, perfectly 1, right? Perfectly 2 by 2. So this thing is, it is literally like a transparent ruler for fashion designers. This is like literally sold by a company called PGM. And this is like, if you are ever going to get into sewing, I'd recommend this thing. You know, day and night, I would recommend going to pgm.com and getting yourself some of their fashion rulers and things. This is another one that's similar. But, you know, it's good for longer straight lines, but I like this one because there's so many more lines to this one than that one, right? Like this only has the straights, really. Whereas this, you can do up to a 16th like that, like the end of this is a 16th of an inch, and then all of these are an 1/8 of an inch. And then, you know, obviously you go in bigger and bigger. You can go 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, and then obviously full inch. So boom, I can cut an inch out so easy, right? These rulers are my favorites. I love my little rulers. And then I am trying to keep things trimmed up. So like, you know, this little extra piece, we'll just keep it and use it as we can. And, you know, that will be made into something or used as stuffing or something along those lines, right? But yeah, so we've made, see, I was trying to give it time. Open up, but clearly it doesn't want to do that. Come on, buddy. Mode. All right. Anyways, let me go check the chat. What have you guys been saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, 100% just burned my arm a minute ago. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right there. Because this is on. And I, you know, had it on earlier and then I mean to turn it off. I meant to pull it and turn it off and didn't because I am out of it. All right, let's see, come on baby, let's actually get this computer to work. Come on. That computer is not responding again. All right. Well, that is what it is. So, we have one big one, but we don't have, actually I do have other pairs for it right now. So it's gonna get paired with, where's the other one? There it is. It's gonna get paired with this one. Pair with that one. So I think this and this will go together. All right, you have this one, and you have this one. Yeah, something went wrong is what I said. That's not surprising there. All right, so let's go take some of these over. I'm not gonna move that. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Hello. Okay. Now I had this one working earlier. I don't know what that's doing. I don't know what that one was doing. I was trying to get it to go into streaming mode, but I still don't understand that camera very much. So we're just gonna have you on this camera, but I'm gonna be on the other machine. I'm gonna be on that machine. Because I was trying to get, see if I can get, if I plug this back in, will it work, is the question. Just setting up a device. Okay. And settings. Microsoft Live Cam. Bam. 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 See? That's what happens when you don't doubt yourself. Eventually, you freaking get it. I mean, you know, I might have driven myself slightly crazy, but your boy's getting it. You know what? You're just gonna go in the trash. You're gonna go. Okay. But yeah. So for starters, I wanted to say, if you notice, I have a new setup. which is why it's not perfect yet, because this is the house of improvement, not the house of perfect, as you can tell. I have this lovely thing, which is the Arizona state flag. So it is the Arizona state flag done as a bandana. And like, I was hoping it'd be the right size for this, and it's a little bit off size, but I just kind of wanted something cool. So we're gonna take a bunch of the ones that we've already done and make them into bags. And then I'm gonna put handles in them, and then we're gonna sew it up again, and there you go. And then we gotta sew it up again. You gotta sew it 3 times. To get one of these bags done, you gotta sew it three separate little sessions. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. If it is too loud, tell me. Yeah, tell me if that's too loud for you guys. And honestly, if it is, there's literally nothing I can do about that. So just know that I'm not gonna be able to do anything about it. But you know, you can tell me, I'll try to figure out something in the future. All right, next. So we got the sides done, see? And these are serged. And there are 2 needles in this thing. If I could get you guys closer, I would, but yeah, there are 2 needles in that thing, not just 1. And I do that because it just makes it stronger. Honestly, like there's no real magic reason for it other than it's just higher quality. What I like about serging is that it cuts as well. So all of this, I have a little bag here. Like a little bag here. And it has all my little cuttings in it. And then, you know, obviously I'll be able to make stuff with that. Just stuffing or whatever I need, you know what I mean? And I'm not sure how comfy they're going to be. So I will be the first kind of test subject of that to figure out, like, make sure that it is actually comfy. You know, but yeah. And then what we're gonna do is see, we have these 2 sides here, and you see that's the little piece we cut out, right? So literally, you're just taking that, putting it so that the 2 seams, that seam and that seam, right, are together. And so now you have the straight line. And then you just sew that straight line. And now you just turn the 2D object into a 3D object. See? So now it will forever have that dimension. Whatever you did this. If you wanted it to be 4 inches, you could have done 4 inches. If you wanted it 8 inches, you know, you could have done it 8 inches, whatever. And of course, you got to do that to both sides. So that is, as I said, that's just session 1 of sewing this. Then we're gonna put handles in it. Then we gotta turn it inside out and then top stitch it, which will be done on the other machine. Also, if you notice, I am serging all of this because, as I said in the past, my real products are all serged. And being as these are all my real products that I'm making today, I can't just do demos for you guys. I have to actually, I have to actually make these ones. I don't have time to make any fake ones right now. Also, whichever ones of these don't get sold at the market on Saturday will then go up probably Monday morning on the website. You'll also, every once in a while, when I'm on the other screen, I should have had something that popped up that said coupon code, which is coupon code watched live. That one will not go live until Monday, so you know, once on Monday, I'll have that one working. But yeah, so I mean, that's much stronger than just, you know what I mean? So you get a nice strength to it. and it should be good. This is 2 stitches, so even if one fails, you still have another entire row of stitches, and then it will never fray. Even though it is cotton, it essentially will never fray because I've done that what I needed. So yeah. Oh, hi Umpty. I cannot read chat right now because chat is very far away and my computers are slowly in the process of breaking. So like this morning I was editing a video and was an hour and a half into editing and my computer crashed. And then I go to start these computers that I run for these live streams and that one crashed on me too. It said it couldn't find its own operating system and I said, what? And so I restarted it and eventually it is limping along and saying that, you know, it's up and working technically, but it won't actually like connect to the internet or actually be usable. So we're on my 3rd backup right now or something like that. It's kind of a mess. So we're getting there. But yeah, I can't really read chat today. But I do appreciate everyone chatting and I will periodically go check it. But yeah, so now you have a bag. All right, and you got a little bag that's boxed. We're gonna put this one inside of another one. This one specifically. We'll put it inside of that one and make a bag that way. So I'm gonna shut up a little bit because I'm very, very tired and I'm just gonna sew for a little bit. This last thing that I'll say is my name is Chris Collected. Thank you for watching. I know the chaos may not be the best, but I truly appreciate it. It's nice. You know, and if you do want, you can go to hofirugs.com. That's my website. You can also go to linktree/Chris Collected. And I have a tip section up there. If you want to help my manic self get some money, that would be very, very appreciated. Otherwise, a like, a comment, a subscription, all that kind of stuff is gold to me. So thank you, thank you. I personally love this fabric. It feels so soft. It just feels so nice. Next week we will be back to kind of the regularly scheduled program of making stuff and doing demos and all that. For right now, you know, the market season is afoot. And I think next week what I'm going to be doing is actually some commissions. That's what I'll be doing next week. So again, now you have a little bag. This chair is so squeaky. Also, if you notice, all the internals are done with red, white, and blue. I am a proud American. Whether I'm queer or whatever, it don't matter. I'm still a very proud American. Regardless of what anyone else says about that. Next. Another one done. One more. This one I forgot to put together first. Ooh, also an update on my solar panels. I did have a guy come out the other day and do like a baseline inspection of it to make sure, like, you know, the roof was good and all that. So I did pass for that, so good. Bin. And these will be official products of this company, meaning that in the future I'll be making more and more tote bags of this kind. So if you do see something that you like and you're like, oh, I wish it was in this color or this thing, you can DM me at the House of Improvements on YouTube or H of I Rugs on Instagram. Cool, well that's all the ones we have done right now. Let's go back over to the other camera. All right. Not too loud. Cool. I got some fake ones, lol. No, you have different ones. Oh, thank you. Also, you guys like my new color scheme? I officially have colors for the brand. So if you look, there's a purple in the top and a green in the bottom. Those two colors are the official colors of the brand. I'm officially purple and green because I love the Joker and he wasn't using it anymore. So now I stole his look. Well, it's mine, so it's mine now. Ha! That's what we're gonna match with this one. And so what we do is you just take one of these, turn it inside out, take the other one and scoop it up in there. And then take the one that's on the inside and match the corners, all right? So that corner to that corner, match them up and pin them. And then do it to the other side. And at this point, it really doesn't matter if you go like, all the way deep or whatever. That's not really gonna matter. Only really the top matters right now. Now we wanna get it nice and level and even. As you can see here, it will always be boxed, all right? So no matter what, it's always gonna be like that. Which is what you want for like, a big carry-all bag, right? So I'm gonna do it this way so it makes it easier for me. What we're going to then do make sure they're the same size, because I did make a few that were like backwards. I made a few that were like smaller, so you can see this one is, I was testing out different sizes. If you looked on Instagram, I did a poll between these two colors. So I do have a few, like see that's enough for one bag of that style. So I did have some of these, but I thought the white looked better as well. So I went ahead and the poll and everything, we won this one. Which this is the correct side. If you look at this, that might be hard to see, but that is like the back of the stitching. So that is the correct side of it. But who cares about right and correct, right? It's like sometimes you can fashion, you can do whatever you want. But the pole is what I use to determine it. And so the pole is what we do. And so all we're gonna do here is try to get these two pieces a little more even. Just like that. Now, why I am folding this is because eventually that will become a 3D object, right? You gotta think of it this way. And so when you're putting it in, you want both the front, see if I say it's like this, right? Then the whole handle will always be twisted. So you have to manually, before you actually put it in, put it the right way. And you notice I pinned it. So this way it won't freak out on me, And if you're unsure of yourself, you could even pin both sides if you really want it. I typically just pin one because, I'm good like that, right? I happen to know what I'm doing, and so I know I'm capable of doing that, right? So same thing here. Trying to get these to match. And the same thing, I just pin one side and, trying to get all my little pieces to line up and match. And so there you go, you have your two handles, right? This will be handle one, that will be handle two. Now what you do to put them in is literally slide it right on in. Because remember, this is the inside is what we're going to actually use, right? So you put your thing in there, making sure that you do keep it like that. And if you need, pin both sides, go for it. Again, I usually don't, but you can do whatever you want. Then take our handy dandy ruler. This is in blue. I also have a blue one. And for me, I've been doing 3 inches out. So I look at, where's 3 inches? It's right there. The actual strap itself is an inch and a quarter. And so, we're gonna go, that's 3 inches. and then, you know, just pin it. Because as much as I love to be like, oh, I don't need pins and stuff like that, it's like, trust me, it's so much easier sometimes to just to pin it. Same thing here, 1, 2, 3, we found our 3, and again, I don't even need these numbers, right? I just gotta look at the bold line, bold line, bold line, 1, 2, 3, boom. That's what makes this ruler so powerful, that you truly don't need the numbers on it as much as you visually just look at it, and that's all you need. And you can check it again, right? Go, yep, I nailed that. Yep, I nailed that, right? Because you want them even. And then all you do on the other side, flip that over. Remember, that was the bad, you know, we want to put it inside here. So same thing, this one, we're just going to slide it right on in. And then I don't even measure on the second one. I literally just line it up. So line that one up to that one. Because honestly, it's more important that it lines up, right? Than if it's at 3 inches or 3 inches and 1/8 or something, right? It's like, it's less important that way and more important that when a customer looks at it, it looks like one piece to him. So you can see here, right? That is meeting, that one is meeting that one. They're the same thing. And again, it's not inside, it's inside this actual fabric here. That will be the outside. That will be like, you won't ever see this again. Like that kind of stuff. The back of the fabric there. Also, I do try to make sure you don't go crooked or that way, right? Like try to really get it nice and straight. The only thing straight about me is my fashion, right? Just my craftsmanship. But yeah, same thing. Keep it, and then a lot of times I'll do this, like I'll hold it here and then check these two. Because say like, you know, this one was like bunched up or something, and like, oh no, so like, you know, it's okay to go check it and go, yes, that piece is exactly touching this piece is touching that piece. There you go. Now we're gonna have that ready to go, ready to be serged. And I'll show you that in a minute. Let's get these other prepped and ready to go. So we'll just kind of roll that up, put it off to the side, and we'll finish these other ones. So same thing with this one. We have 2 of these, right? We just have the 1. Oh, you know what? That's right. We're going to do this one. We're going to do this one with this one, right? Oh, you know what? I forgot to do this one. Whoops. I knew we were missing one. I was looking. I kept looking. I was like, where is this one? So we'll go sew that one, and eventually we'll sew that one, and that will go with this guy. So what we're going to do is take this one and put them together. Turn this one inside out. And these are both the ones that were like 1 inch shorter, so, you know, all good. So that one now can go inside of this one. Again, just get your sides lined up for now. Same thing. There we go. Same thing as before, which this one, I think we're actually, we're going to use this one. We're going to use, yeah, maybe we'll use this one up. Actually, I think we'll use that one for the Star Wars. We'll do the Star Wars one in this one. That way I've just used it up, you know? Okay, yeah, we'll do it with this one. This one's the same, right? I was thinking this size, but I'm out of this size. I got one of them. So we'll do it with this one. Okie dokie. So, next, same thing as before. Fold, fold. And I'll say this, getting this perfectly even is not super important, to be honest, because you know, once it's sewn in here and here, this will move dynamically however it needs to be. But that is important, to make sure these two are folded correctly, because that way you have a handle, see, that becomes like this, comes 3D, whereas if it's crooked or something like that, you will have problems. So that's the only thing you really need to worry about, is getting those to be the same. Needs to go that way. Okay. 3 inches in. Right. And you notice, based on the size of this thing, it kind of wants to be 3 inches in, which is why I do it 3 inches in. Like, you could have done it, you know, it could have done it here, you could have done it here, you could have done, you know what I mean? Like, aesthetically, I thought it just looked nice, because if you look at the distance here, it's 6 inches apart, 3 inches from there. So that's technically perfectly kind of like in the middle, right? Because it's perfectly 6 inches. And then if you like wrapped this around to the other side, then that's 6 inches too, right? So 6 inches and 6 inches aesthetically looks good. So, I mean, that is kind of like, if you're like, you know, I'm making a bag my own, where should I put the handles? Just think of the math of it. Art is beautiful, but at the same time, never forget that math is also beautiful. Also, I just grabbed 3 layers. And I can tell I grabbed 3 layers. Why? Because boom, I can see the fabric, right? And you don't want that. So go in between, grab just the 2 layers, and put it. And so if you see, you know, that fabric, you've gone too far, right? So, you know, just a little tidbits for you here and there. Again, it won't work that way. You have to put it in this way. So I'm gonna slide her on in. I thought that was very funny how Umpty said his were counterfeits. They were counterfeits, fool. I make all of them. None of them are counterfeits. I mean, they're bootlegs for sure, because I'm using, you know, fabric that I probably shouldn't be. But hey, that's not my problem. That's a Disney's problem. You know what I mean? Actually, this one is 100% not licensed fabric, so that's pretty good. Some of them are, though. Some of them are like Disney fabric and stuff, and I'm sure Disney probably wouldn't be thrilled about it, but, you know, there's like what they call fair use law, so it should be okay. Because I'm making them one at a time, handmade, so I believe it counts in the, like, fair use law. Alright, so that one we have already done. This one. This one. Ooh, look at this one. This one's amazing. It's all sign language done in rainbow. And it's all the actual, so like how to do A, how to do B, how to do C, you know, D, all right, E, F, stuff like that. So you could literally sit there and learn how to do the entirety of the alphabet just by doing that. we'll turn this one inside out so we can see it some more. Isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. And I like it too because each one, like that's A, that's like the middle of the alphabet, that's the end of the alphabet, like that's truly, like there's Z, right? So there's A all the way to Z, and then it just repeats itself. A all the way, you know. So I like that. I tried to get A to Z kind of like in the middle there, right? Because Z's also up top here, but it's like, you know, I figured that's the core of it, right? That's the center of it, essentially. So starting from A and then ending at Z here, right? Or Z here. And they kind of repeat themselves. So it's A to F over and over again. You know, G to H, right? Something like that. But yeah, I think it will blend well with this one because I like that it has the sparkle to it. You know? So even if you have a disability, you're still a star, right? You're still specials. Even if you're different or differently abled, it's okay. Everyone's accepted here at the House of Improvements. There we go. Again, get those sides pinned because frankly, it's just easier. Once these two things are stable, and if you say you weren't doing handles at all, then you would just serge this up and you could be done pretty much, right? But it's like I chosen to put handles in these. And I think we're gonna put the shorter handles in because I'm just low on handles right now. I have more somewheres. You know what, do I? Or have I used them all up? Ooh, you know what? How big are these ones? Ooh. Ooh. Let's use these ones. Using my previous ones from the bootleg, the fake ones, huh? But these are the previous ones. And so I think we're gonna use these. I'm just gonna use this one up, you know? But the exact same rules, and this is double-sided, same thing I did last time, where it's like I've sewn, so you can kind of see it in here. I've sewn two pieces together and to make one really, really sturdy handle. That way, you know, you put 50 pounds of stuff in it and it should hold up. I mean, you know, don't quote me on the weight limit yet. You know, in May, I plan on, like, most of my content in May is going to be like, just like, what if I burn one of these things? What if I melt it? Like, that's like, I thought about it. I was like, May is going to be like anything that doesn't sell in March and April, I'm going to freaking just destroy. You know what I mean? Just like wreck it. Put it in a washing machine 30 times just to see what happens to it, right? Stuff like that, right? Just like, I wonder what happens if I wash this thing, or I'm gonna leave one of them outside for the rest of the year. Just leave it outside for the rest of the year in rain and sun and shine and, you know, all that. Just leave it outside, see what happens. There's a guy named Steve McDonald's Crafts. It's Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts on YouTube. And he's another queer designer like me, so big fan of him. And he's British and does a lot of resin art. And so he does a lot of that, like testing resin products out, testing to see which one's the best, you know? And so I'm kind of borrowing that idea from him. But, you know, he doesn't do fabric like this, he does resin art. So it's like, you know, not really stealing or anything. It's just kind of, you know, borrowing a little bit of the idea of like, oh, let me hard test some of these products out. And some of his videos take 6 months to make. Because he does a 6-month test or a 1-year test of the product. Because especially in the resin crafting world, some of the products, because there are so many imitators and so many different products from China to, you know, Singapore to like all these different people make resin. And so in some American companies, right, and some British companies, I mean, there's just tons and tons and tons of people. And also, if you do end up having this a little bit beyond it, totally okay, the serger will just knock that right on off. Will not matter at all. I mean, if you care, you can kind of like, you know, snug it back, but you don't need to. But granted, obviously your handle will be shorter then. And so I do want to knock it back so my handles are both the same on both sides. But, you know, your projects, your things. Again, same handle as before, putting it in, having it pinned. I just usually hold this side And so if you notice, that's how I put it in. I just kind of put it in. Oops, come on, buddy. There we go. And lay it down in there nice and flat, which I mean, to you, it could be hard to see, but see, I'm just kind of laying it in there nice and flat. There you go. But yeah, so he's really cool. I told you guys in April and May and a little bit maybe of June too, I will be doing some resin crafting. And so I've been watching just a ton of his videos to kind of get ideas and, you know, inspired by his amazing content. You know what? I already have it. Duh. See, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'm like, I just don't think it through. I'm like, oh yeah, I already have one here. So just match that one to that one, Chris. Like, what are you thinking, duh? But I like him a lot. I mean, obviously, anyone that's in the LGBT, I'm always going to be a fan of. And then he also just has really nice quality. He's also very nice and, you know, very safety conscious, which, you know, gay and also safety conscious. Oof, you got my membership for life. You know what I mean? Big fan. And I will be starting a Patreon here in May as well. So during all that testing and everything, I'll be running a Patreon and trying to get that going. Okay. So we got those three. We got some more here, but we're going to need more bags for them. Ooh, this one and this one. How about this one and this one? Now, that's that one that was like a little bit shorter, but that's fine. Here, we know what we'll do. We'll match that to that. And because this is serged, what's lovely about serged stuff is that there is no beginning and end to it, essentially. It's continuous. So something like that, if it ends up being the wrong sizes and all, then you can literally just cut it, keep on going. And this will stretch to kind of fit that if it needs to as well. This is a cute fabric. I've already showed you this one. This is the, you know, anchors. This is another cute one. I liked it. It's a classic check pattern. And I figured gray on gray will go together, right? And again, you know, trying to play on that, like, you know, what is masculine, what is feminine, right? It's like, this is a small bag that some people could kind of consider a purse. If I put a zipper on it or button on it, someone would call it a purse, right? But it's like, you know, is it really a purse or is it a manly tote bag, right? Like, ooh, I don't make purses, I make tote bags, you know? But I figured tote bags were more gender neutral. That's why I'm calling them tote bags and not like purses or day bags or something like that. It's like I figured go for gender neutral, which is what I am, right? I'm non-binary myself. And so obviously I want to support my own people. I'm running low on this, so you know what? Yeah, I need to make more anyways. That's fine. We're just going to make some more. And I'm going to show you how I do that, because I need more of them anyways. So, you know what? Is that the one that fell? Okay. Yeah. So these are, if you're curious, these are 28 inches long. The shorter one is 24. I made it like, you know, a couple inches shorter. But these are 28 inches long. And there's two of them. Just had it. Here it is. I was like, I know I just had it. So that's what's left of that one. This is what's left of this one. Here's the brand. Consado International, 1.5 inch woven brand, color 4, whatever that means. But that's what I have. And so all I do, lay it out, get clean, lay it out, cut 28 inches. And then just keep doing that over and over again. And so I think I'm probably just gonna keep doing that until we're done. And again, it takes 2 of these. All right, so I'm gonna put them together, then take them to the machine and sew them together. Because granted, this would probably be fine, but I found that it's like, you know, kind of loose. Like it's not stiff, right? Whereas this, you see, it's not like, it's, you know, it's much tougher. And, you know, if you're gonna put stuff in it, I was like, okay, let me make sure that my quality is as high as possible. And I will be selling these for $25 a bag plus shipping, but you can always find me locally at a market event, as long as that first one goes well. I mean, I already have 3 paid for, so in Mesa in March, April, and May of Mesa, in Mesa, Arizona, I will have a booth. And I'm already, you know, excited about it. Obviously, the manic energy is something that I've always been working on. You know, I was in special needs classes as a child, and they never really told me what was wrong with me, but I have a feeling it never went away, if you catch my drift. But, you know, I was in special needs classes for a very, very long time. And so sometimes my, like, bipolar self will come out if I get stressed out. That's why tomorrow I am taking off. Because my house is a disaster, my brain is a disaster right now, and so we are taking off tomorrow. Because I do have more stuff to do, so that way I can kind of like Thursday and Friday, you know, get everything done and be happy. Because, you know, at the end of the day, not only is mental stability important, but also important in making high quality goods. If I'm angry, then, you know, I could care less about this and be like, oh, screw it, right? So it's like, you know, if you are at that edge, it's okay to take yourself away from it. Even if I don't produce the amount of stuff that I want, that's okay. If I sell out every piece, I'm not gonna go home sad. I'm gonna go home happy, right? If I sell only 2 pieces, I'm gonna go home happy. I have accomplished something because I set out to do it. And I would show you, but obviously for safety reasons, I'm not gonna show you, but I literally got a tax license in the mail yesterday. Like, you know, what you see in, like, you know, if you ever go to a shop, they'll have, you know, here's our tax license. I have one of those now. I have a real tax license. I have a license that I paid $83 for per year, $83 per year in fees that I'm doing just to be able to sell a product. So, you know, when you're doing that kind of stuff, it's important, right? It's important to me. It's important, hopefully, to you and to everyone. And so, you know, make sure you set your own goals, your own boundaries, and live by them. And it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be stressed out and, you know, panic mode. It's okay. We're just going to push through it, breathe, slow it down, find something like this that I know I can do, and do that. All right. And it's like, if I get too tired and I can't make and finish those tote bags, then that's okay. I'll get them done Thursday. Right. You know, you just go step by step and you keep going. Because, like, I wanted all of these done already, right? And it's like, well, that's not going to happen, so screw it, you know? I could yell and scream, but what's that going to solve? All right, what's that really going to do at the end of the day? Not going to make my customers any happier. Not going to make me any happier. You know what I mean? That's what I thought. It's like, I bet these ones are going to be... and they're a little shy. So that's a little shy, so we're just gonna leave that. If I end up having, like, you know, because I need 2 of these, if I end up needing it, but that, I believe I have 1 more of those, and that's all of that I will ever have. I bought this, if you're curious, I bought this from a lady off of Craigslist a long time ago, about 4 years ago, I bought this. And so now this is ready to go. See, what I'm gonna do is just pair them all up like that. And then I'll be able to, you know, throw them on the sewing machine and sew them. But this way, they're already ready to go. And I don't have to sit there and kind of like, you know, have this mess. I can have a nice organized thing. And yeah, it takes a little longer to do, but you know, sometimes going a little slower in the end makes you go faster. Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, you know, maybe I want to do some this way. Maybe I want to do, you know what I mean? Like, it'll give you time to think. And so I really appreciate you guys watching. Again, I can't read chat right now at all, so I have no idea what any of you guys have said for the last half an hour, but I still love y'all. Whatever y'all saying. You know, be nice out there. I don't have any mods, so, you know, be careful, be nice. But yeah, hopefully that helps, you know. I know that, you know, I started a little crazy today, and I am a little crazy today and every day, frankly, but, you know, you just push forwards, guys. It's okay. It's okay to be a little not okay. And boy, am I gonna need a vacation by the end of this year. You know what I mean? Because getting this company up and running myself has been stressful. You know, stocking the store shelves has been stressful. Making a website, stressful. You know, so it's just like every bit of it. But you know what? Every day I wake up and I choose to do this company. I choose to go to the gym. I choose to do all these things. And that freedom is worth more than anything. Worth more than a bank account. Worth more than anything. Because it brings me real happiness. Ah, see? I am shy by 1. So, we can take this one, line it up, and cut it to what we need. And that way we won't be out 1, right? And so these are the same. This is what it will look like when it's finished. See, just with the 2 lines on it. And as I said, I'm gonna try to get closer to the edge on these ones. So you guys will actually know that, you know, the first round and the second round are slightly different, and you guys would have seen it. So boom, now we have, you know, a bunch more straps that we're gonna go sew. So let's go do that. All right. There I am. Also, the company is Square-based, and so I will be accepting all of these payments. That's just a little plug for my company there. But if you're out in Arizona, I will be doing stuff. Here we go. Let's put you there, right? I think that was where we decided last time was like a good place to put y'all. And so yeah, now that I already have these lined up, all right, we're simply just going to take these 2, make sure they're nice and lined up. Ooh, also look, I found this like disposable. See, it's like movable and it attaches by a magnet. And so I should be able to get you guys some more light. All right, like some more light there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do 1/8 of an inch instead of the previous one that was 1/4 of an inch. Also, see my fabulous nails? They glow in the dark. Isn't that cool? So like when I'm working like this and have this huge light, last night I like finished my work and I was so tired. I went to bed at literally like 9:30 last night. And I was just sitting in bed and I turned the lights off and everything, right? My whole hands are just like all lit up, and I started almost like screaming. I was like, what's wrong with my hands? And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm using glow-in-the-dark nail polish. I was like, duh. Like, I'm using glow-in-the-dark stuff, Chris. Oh. That wasn't good. Did that actually secure? No, I didn't. I was going a little too fast and destroyed my little threadies there. Oh, that means you guys get to see a cool new tool that I have. So, I got this the other day. Isn't that cool? So, it will open and close. See? But when you're not pushing it, it automatically closes. So you can grab thread with it, and then it will keep the thread tight. And then you can, you know, thread what you need to thread. Well, that piece is all bent, so can't use that piece. And so that way, it kind of frees up my fingers from being, I don't have to have them that close, right? Now I can have my fingers like much farther away, which is safer because that is a razor sharp needle. Isn't that cool? I think it's pretty cool. I found it randomly at Joann's. They just had like a 5-pack of different types of needles and things of that nature, or like, you know, threaders and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just buy that. I bet it's, you know, I was like, I bet I'll never use it. And then I used that one, and I was like, oh my God, I freaking love it. And so that one's on this machine now, and it probably will be there forever because I love it. Well, that broke right at the end, so we're fine there. But yeah, see, and you can see the new one. I'll show you better in the better light, but the new one will be a little bit better that way. Ooh, I don't like that noise. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not actually threading. Alright. How long have we been going for? Okay. At this point, just the OGs are watching, huh? That's fine. We're going to see if this thing will thread, and if it's not, then that'll be the end. Because my arm still hurts from getting burned earlier, and I'm kind of at my ends here. Should be able to be pulled, and it's not being able to be pulled. I don't know why. gonna try it one more time. And my bobbin thread, or the underneath thread, the bottom one, was not like catching properly. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. All right, so we have just all kinds of gunk down there. So you know what? We're gonna be done for the day. I don't have the patience to do that right now. So you know what? We're just gonna call that a day. And I will deal with the rest of this stuff tomorrow, because I need to make more of those before I can continue, so it is what it is. Hello! Oh, wrong screen. There I am. Oh, nope, nope, I just went solo. There I am. All right. That way's up. Hello! Okay. So I want to keep working myself and try to get, you know, some of this stuff done, but it's just not working. Like, I'll show you what's going on here. So we got all kind of gunk underneath. So I'm gonna have to take it apart a little bit and kind of work with it. Clean it out. There's something underneath of it that's like caught, and so I'll just have to work through it and get through it, and that's all right. But I'm gonna take a break for now because I am done. Done for, mentally done for. But I did want to show before I was done today, I did want to show that, one second here, that last time I had started to show this guy off, right? So these are the new ones, and they all have anti-slip backs on them. I call them collector coasters because they're all one of a kind, so they are collectibles, but at the same time, you can put your collectible on there, right? So it fits a pop, it fits whatever, all kinds of cool stuff. So, and I have a bunch of them. These haven't been shaved yet, so I do have to shave them still. And then eventually they will look like this. So a nice shaved thing. But, you know, all unique. Every single one is pretty much different than the last. Some of them, you know, see, are similar to each other, but not necessarily the same, right? But yeah. So that's my live stream today. If you're in Mesa, Arizona, come on out on March 25th, this Saturday, in Mesa, Arizona. Will be my first market. I'm real happy about it. Okay, remember, trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and create a world safe for everyone. Even if you're manic and crazy like me, you can still help everyone else. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Thursday, I probably will just put up a video of like a pre-done one, just because it's going to be easier for me. And so we'll probably just do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one. Ooh, look at this one. I just finished these recently. These are the last rugs I think I'm doing for the market. I probably am not going to do any more rugs after that. And again, as I said, I have a bunch more of these too. Because I got to get all this stuff done. All this got to get shaved. All of it's got to get off these things. I just shaved these all yesterday, and they all have backs on them now. Oh, hold on, boop, that way. These all have backs on them, These ones I got to get fixed still, because they're just a little bit bad, but yeah, they've all been shaved and everything. So, I mean, I'm going to trim them up a little bit, get them perfect. But yeah, they're looking really good. All of these have been shaved as well. So, I mean, you know, I got all kinds of art. I got all kinds of stuff happening. All kinds of stuff. So yeah, thank y'all so much. Trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, create a world safe for everyone. And if you're crazy like me, then hit the subscribe button. because, you know, it helps me out and hopefully it'll help you guys out too. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. See ya. Bye.